Everybody knows that going to a convention is a good time to unwind, enjoy your fandom, and just generally have fun.
Right?
But there's some things you simply cannot do.
We're going to talk about that. Stay on the show.
Oh, good morning, Scallywags.
Happy Thursday, guys.
How are you? Yeah, we're back here at Chocolate Milk Studios, but we're still talking convention stuff.
We are still talking convention stuff today.
Convention
It is a convention week. That is the theme because, you know why? We were at Visioncon this weekend.
Totally. You saw that. And
You
you'll
saw
see some
it.
more of
You'll
it.
see more of it tomorrow.
And I'm thinking about, I might actually be putting together, let me know down in the comments if you would like this to happen, but I'm thinking about putting together a supercut of VisionCon for like a Saturday episode. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Yep, go ahead.
Would that be something you'd be interested in? Yes, no?
Yep, put it down below. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah,
so we are talking do's and don'ts today for our Thursday topic.
Proper etiquette.
There are certain things that you need to be aware of when you walk the halls of a convention.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are above and beyond the general don't touch people.
Yeah.
Okay, these are common sense.
Cosplay is not consent.
Cosplay is not consent.
Right.
But there are other things that roll into that, like self-care.
Mm-hmm.
So the very first rule we want to put out there is the 6-2-1 rule. The 6-2-1 rule states that you need 6 hours of sleep minimum a night. Trust us. If we could have got 6 hours of sleep over the weekend, it would have been glorious.
I might have gotten 6 hours over the course of the whole weekend.
Yes,
Maybe.
Maybe.
Close.
2 meals a day, guys. 2 meals a day.
And one poop.
Well, no, one shower.
Oh.
One shower a day.
So it should be the 6-2-1-1.
Because con funk is a real thing. You're on the floor.
Con crud, yes. The infamous con crud. Yeah. You're around all those people, all that.
Breathing
weekend.
all that same air all the time for 72 hours. You get con crud.
I think I've only gotten con crud one time, and it was, what, year before last, I think?
Yeah, it was the year before last. You drove home with 103
Everything
fever.
was, no, it was worse than that. Everything was fine. Everything was great. Everything was good. Saturday night, went to bed. I don't know, what, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning,
3 o'clock
probably?
in the morning, yeah.
Felt wonderful. I woke up the next morning about 8 in the morning. Whenever I finally got to take my temperature, it was 103.7. And that was after taking medicine and all that fun stuff. So when I woke up, I was just straight delirious. I could barely move, and I had to drive myself home. And I remember, actually, I was using Voxer at the time, which is, in case you don't know what Voxer is, it's basically, it's like texting through voice messages, basically.
Yes.
So it's a walkie-talkie.
Basically a walkie-talkie.
So you record a message, you send it over, and they respond to it with another voice message. Personally, I love Voxer. I wish everyone would use it because I absolutely hate texting. Anyway, but on the course of my driving home, I was talking to Kim, and I remember Kim saying something about go home and get some rest, and my response was, yeah, I just have to drop this guy off, and then that's where I'm headed. I was alone.
You were alone in the car.
I was not with anybody.
Trust me, we tried to catch up to him on the highway so we could find him.
I wholeheartedly remember talking to someone the entire way home. I don't know who I thought was in the vehicle with me, but I'm glad they were there because they kept me awake and they got me home safe.
It was Jesus.
I like to think it was my dad, but
It might have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
It also
Yes,
doesn't
that's a
help
question.
that apparently everybody on the con floor forgets every single mannerism their mama ever taught them about covering your mouth when you sneeze or cough.
Yes,
I had like
yes.
6 No, I would be like walking past somebody, doing the very friendly, just to be polite.
The little
smiling
bro,
at
hey.
people.
Hey.
Like just politely smiling at people and everything, and they just be like in my face, and I'm like, Lysol. But that's
And-
considered
It
assault.
is in fact illegal to Lysol somebody's face. It's considered assault.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
But
at a convention, no.
the shower part is very important because I mean, let's face it, okay? We are part of the nerd community, okay? So it's okay for us to say this. I don't want to say, I'm not going to say majority, but I'm going to say at least 30 to 40% of the nerd community doesn't know how a shower functions. I actually know of a guy, and I'm not going to name names here, but I do know a human being personally. I kid you not, I am not making this up, the way he washes his clothes is he wears them in the shower. And the way that he showers, just water. No soap, no shampoo, nothing.
Not
just
anything.
Water. You're just wet.
Yes.
I want to tell.
The funk.
I want to tell a story from Con. Okay, this is touching on the shower thing. There was this one table, like in the very main hallway that There was this one table.
If you could see her face, it would be worth every penny.
I don't know my jammies.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, there was this one table in the main hallway that I avoided at all costs because there was like 8 people sitting at it. Normally I'd be like, oh, that's fine, whatever. It's just a group of friends playing. They were playing Magic the Gathering. Okay? Except if you walked past them, why do you smell like stale Cheetos and Chipotle? Not even good Chipotle.
I know the table she's talking about.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
I like if I went by it, I would like swerve all the way around.
I mean, when World of Warcraft was the big thing, I lost many a friend to World of Warcraft because it pretty much became a thing where either you were sleeping.
Friends.
Do it?
Rip those friends.
Yes. Because they were sleeping or they were playing WoW.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty much it. And just, I don't, if I'm just being lazy, I got nothing going on, I'll skip a shower for a day. But that's if I'm just going to be hanging out around my house.
Oh yeah.
Not even changing out of the pajamas for the day.
I'm showering every day if I'm going out somewhere.
If I leave the house and even just to run to the gas station for 2 seconds, I'm going to take a shower first.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
All right.
But anyway,
moving on to the second.
Yes. Point number 2, photo consent.
It's very important.
Yes. Cosplayers are there. If you're a cosplayer, going into it, hiccup, sorry, excuse me. The people are going to be taking your picture. I've been trying to fight it off for the last few seconds, and, the hiccup won. But yes, you're going to be getting your picture taken. However, if you are that person who is going to be taking said picture, have the common decency to go up and be like, hey, may I have your picture?
Yes.
Even if they are surrounded by people who are also taking their picture, just be like, hey.
One more?
Cool. I mean, you don't even have to say anything. Just be like, cool. They'll give you the nod, give you the yes, whatever. Take your picture. Don't just, walk past them in the hallway and just run up that's not cool, guys. Not cool.
Also, along with that one is make sure you're aware of where those cosplayers are at when you go to take those photos.
Right.
If they're eating, if they're changing a child's diaper, if they're waiting in line to go to the bathroom,
If they're in the middle of a conversation,
that is not the appropriate time for you to snap a pic.
Yeah.
Come on.
the conversation one is the one that bugs me. I mean, just you're sitting there, you're talking to a friend or probably somebody you haven't seen since last year's con. Mm-hmm. And someone comes up and interrupts. If you really want that picture and they're in the middle of something, just hang out for a second, even if it's a couple minutes, whatever. Eventually, they're going to notice you standing there and be like, "Oh, do you want a picture?" Whatever. Mm-hmm. But do the thing.
Just be patient.
And I'm gonna add one to this list here. This is not on the list, but this is one that as a camera person that bugs me. That if someone is getting shot, like filming something, don't walk through the camera. Don't, especially if they're filming something that's like an interview or a scene or whatever. Don't walk up and start talking to the person who's being filmed.
Be aware of your surroundings.
I'm going to throw out a specific one here, but you mentioned the Riddler saga yesterday. But during when we did the Deadpool premiere, we were filming a scene that was me and Deadpool talking, and this woman just walks up and starts talking, like actually gives me the and walks up and starts talking to him and to get his picture. It's like you could have waited 2 minutes.
Could have waited. It's not hard. It's not. Guys, these are all non-rocket science type things. You don't have to think very hard about them.
Basic common decency when it really comes down to it.
Like the next one. Non-harassment.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously. There's going to be dudes and there's going to be gals and they're going to be in spandex and tight-fitting armor. And they're going to be having it all out there.
Hashtag dudes and gals.
Dudes and gals. There you go. Hashtag dudes and gals.
Dudes and gals.
Dudes in gals.
Apostrophe in.
Yep. But the biggest thing is their dress does not give you the right to touch, to talk, to speak ill of, or to do anything that. Okay, if your grandmother would be upset at you doing something, you probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah. And I mean, and it also goes into like you mentioned, we'll just body shaming for cosplayers.
Yeah,
I mean that's a huge thing. And I mean, if somebody, let's say you've got somebody that is, that they're overweight, and they put on the costume that is, somewhat scantily clad. Okay, fine. For whatever reason you're offended by this. Think about that person, okay? They have the confidence to put that costume on. Now maybe they're completely oblivious and they think that they have the body of a Greek goddess, whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, they had the confidence to actually put that costume on and go out in public and do their thing because their fandom for that character is that strong.
Exactly right. You have to understand that they're going into a hall.
So your opinion does not matter.
5 to 6 to 10 to 15 to even 30,000 people in a convention, and your one opinion does not matter a hill beans.
Yeah.
So zip your lip, shut your trap, and walk
Keep
on.
your opinions to yourselves.
That's exactly right.
That's right. But you mentioned earlier that you also have to take care of yourself, and that's kind of part of this whole thing. So the next point is hydration.
Drink that water,
Drink
guys.
that water. Yes.
Yep.
Water.
Water. Get in the water.
Get in the water.
Get in the water.
Water. That's WARTER.
Do you want some bottled water? Too bad, I got water.
Yeah, water.
But alcohol, not a good hydrant. Hydration method.
I know plenty of
words
people.
And things. I like words.
I know plenty
Hydrant.
of people that will carry a bottle at a con and they will just continue to fill it up with liquor.
Yeah.
And
That's all they drink all weekend.
if that's your thing and your liver and your kidneys and everything function fine, by all means, you want to do that to yourself, it's fine. The normal population.
But you want a fun way to look at this. Just go to a convention for a day, for one day, especially one like Visioncon.
Yeah.
Where, let's say this is at the Hilton Convention Center in Branson. Now we're actually staying in the Hilton. Okay. Now the convention center is attached to the Hilton. The convention center is massive.
It's huge,
I mean,
guys.
it is serious. It is literally a block.
Scoochie, how
long.
many steps did you have on Saturday alone?
That's my point. Get yourself a step counter.
Yep.
Get yourself a step counter and go for one day.
Yep.
In the course of one day, now this was year before last. I don't remember last year's, but I remember year before last that on Saturday alone, I had walked almost miles.
I'm pretty sure I did walk 20 miles
Yep.
yesterday because I was just
20.
waiting.
No, it was 24. I think 24 miles.
I
if
would
remember
walk
right.
20 miles for you,
Yeah.
and then I'd walk 20 more.
It's 500.
That's 500.
But that's just to get back and forth from my hotel room.
So
That's what it felt like.
and it is. I mean, yeah, because the vendors area, and this is the vendor floor. That's where the main portion of con is happening at. Is way down at the other end of this thing. So I mean,
completely other end of the
you
hotel.
seriously walk a good quarter of a mile
I'd say you
just
walk.
at least to get from the hotel room to the con,
Yeah, and then you walk around.
and it's all in the same building.
Okay, getting from our hotel room just to the registration desk on Saturday, I hit my step total. My step total is
Yeah.
5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, we
And
could
then
do the
I-
math and
Yeah.
break it out.
My,
what
my,
your step
yeah,
is,
I've got a
so-
step counter on mine. And it's like, you hit your daily target,
Yeah.
and it had done that by like 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, your new
So
record.
what we're saying is you got to eat, you got to fuel your body, you got to keep yourself hydrated so you
Yeah.
don't pass out. I have seen people pass out on the con floor because they don't do the self-care.
Yeah. Yes,
I
Ken.
want to touch on self-care. Bathroom breaks. Take bathroom breaks.
Yes.
Like even if your cosplay is hard to get out of, have a friend there that you trust and that you know can go into the same bathroom as you to help you out
Yeah.
and get
Definitely.
into it.
That's-
because that can severely damage your bladder,
Yes.
your
You can
your
give you a
lower
UTI.
intestines.
You can get a
Yeah.
UTI.
Yeah.
No one likes a UTI.
That is one thing I do really like about the Hilton Convention Center is that there are bathrooms
There are
like
a
every
lot of public
few
bathrooms,
feet.
which is
Yeah.
great. I mean,
There was so many bathrooms. It's like, oh,
It's fine.
this bathroom's crowded. I'll just go to the next one. Wow,
Yeah.
this one's empty.
Well, like I don't know about the girls, but like the men's bathroom, I don't think I ever once stepped foot into a bathroom that had somebody else in it.
yeah.
Like they was always empty. I mean, of course, I tended to use the ones that were closer to the hotel side.
Yeah.
So there's this big gap, and I wish I probably do somewhere, but I wish I had footage of like I wish I had actually run footage of from the hotel room down the elevator and then through the lobby down this long stretch.
Yeah.
Before you even get to anything resembling the con.
You could do suicide runs in that
You
hallway.
could. I mean, it was.
was-
When I say that it was at least a quarter of a mile from the room, I mean, not even from the room. From when you get
From
the elevator, from there to the actual registration desk, which leads into the vendor area, which is pretty much where the con is. To that space is at least, and I'm being generous here, at least a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, it's every bit. The hotel takes up every bit of 4 or 5 blocks. It's huge. It's huge.
It's 2 blocks. It's
Yep.
roughly 2 blocks long.
Talking about
Including the
alcohol
hotel.
not being a good hydration source, it does not grant you any form of special powers of consent.
Or just hours.
Yeah, or special.
Don't be that guy.
You cannot fly just because you're wearing a cape and you're drunk.
Can we push him?
But if you think that you can, feel free to have a friend film it first.
And then send it to the
Go
show.
ahead and try, and then you can send that footage to us.
You fly?
If you fly, then definitely send us that footage. We'll
make some money off of that,
split the profits with you. Yeah.
So just because you're drunk
Like
and
70,
you
30.
are sort of not in your right mind, it does not give you the right to be a dick. Again,
That's our third deep
That's
on
our
this
third
week.
deep. Well, I'm kind of passionate about these things.
Yeah.
I don't like to see people harassed or hurt at cons.
Right.
Also, don't be a jerk if the other person is drunk. Don't try to pressure
Right.
them into sex because that's rape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even if they say yes.
Just because you're drunk does not override somebody's no vote.
Mm-hmm.
Period. In discussion. It doesn't mean that hot cosplayer you were hitting on is going to like you anymore. In fact, it's probably going to make you look like more of a jerk.
And that actually kind of rolls over into the next point, which is basically know where the line is, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and not just with drunk people, but I mean, in general, know where the line is. Whether it's taking a photo, whether it's talking to someone, let's face it, there's a little talked about thing about conventions where, there's a lot of adult play stuff that happens at conventions. But even with that, it's real easy, especially these days, to cross that line. And you just got to know where the line is. And if you're not sure if you're crossing the line, then you probably are.
Remember the grandma rule.
Yes.
Yes. Remember the
Right.
grandma rule. It's not only that, guys. There's a lot of conventions. In fact, I don't know of a single convention right now that does not have some form of harassment policy on the books that may not be out there for everyone to know. So not only can you cross the line and harass somebody, then security is going to come. And you're going to lose your pass, and you're going to lose that $50 to $100 you spent for the weekend. And if it's bad enough, the police get called, and then you get to go to jail, where you'll get harassed.
By a big man named Bubba that you don't want to be harassed.
And the cool thing,
I'm gonna butter your bread.
what I like about it, what I'm starting to see in the bigger conventions is they share that information. So if you're banned at one convention because of harassment or sexual misconduct, they pass it on to other cons, and guess what? You can't go to them either,
Or you get heavily watched.
or you get
Oh, yeah.
heavily watched. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I want to talk about conversation etiquette. Just because you're in an elevator with someone and they are also participating in that convention doesn't mean you have to make small talk. Stand in awkward silence, please. It's better than, so how's
Well-
your con going? Good, how's
I mean,
yours?
that I would see that as just being friendly. However, now it does go into the knowing where the line is, where if the person, sometimes it's a simple matter of, it does go both ways. I mean, if you are the person who feels the line is being crossed, you can simply just smile and nod and just be like, end the conversation. But
I actually pretended not to speak English once. I was like, oh.
and that's a good way to do
That's
it.
a good
Hopefully
way to
that
do
person
it.
took the hint.
I was like, no.
It's all about being aware of
I
what's
don't speak
going on.
English.
I usually go with the fake phone call. Be like, oh yeah, no, cool. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to
But
take.
there were
Yeah,
several
hello.
times where I would be looking on my phone in the elevator waiting to get to floor 2, and someone would be like, "So how's your?" Get up all in my face, and I'm like, "Whoa, no."
observe the person's body language, guys. If they're uncomfortable, back off.
Like, also, whenever I had my face mask on, they would try to engage in conversation. They're like, I'm literally going to shove your head into the doors.
Having a mask on makes things really easy because you just blank stare into
blank
nothing,
stare into
and,
nothing.
and eventually they'll just take the hint.
This next one's for the younger crowd. This is my daughter, my youngest daughter, second convention. And we made sure that she knew who her safe people were.
And I actually utilized my
And use the safe people. And by safe people, I mean people that if, for whatever reason, you go off on your own and your group splits up, you have people that'll watch your back. If you get into a situation that you're uncomfortable with and you can't get mom and dad, you know who you can go and say, this dude down here on the con floor, he's in that Freddy McGruger cosplay.
Freddy McGruger, you know, that infamous character, Freddy McGruger.
He's in that cosplay back there, and
I'm working on a Freddy McGruger cosplay myself.
No, Friday McGruger from Friday on Elm Street.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
coming
awesome.
next from Two Penguin Pictures.
You know Halloween the 13th?
Halloween the 13th. On the Exorcist Street, it's all great.
Sorry.
But those
Oh,
are
that
people.
was awesome. Freddy.
See what I started?
Oh my God.
But those are people
Freddy
that they can go
McGruger from Friday on Elm Street. That's awesome.
That those are people that they can go to if they feel uncomfortable, and they can sit at a booth. We have several friends that
You're
are
my safe person.
well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Not a
but
safe person.
for as far as my youngest daughter goes, she knew who she could go to, and they were more than welcome to welcome her into their booth and let the bad things pass.
Like, I actually went and hung out with Kate a lot because I'm like, okay, these guys are looking at me funny. I'm going to go chill with Kate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there, I mean, I know you came up to me at one point. I don't remember if I was with you at the time or not, but where you were talking about some creeper guy that had been like staring you down
Yeah.
and like followed you at one point.
No, nobody followed me, but on Sunday, whenever I was wearing my like crop hoodie, this guy was like, as I passed him, like stared me down. I didn't even hesitate. As soon as I passed him,
Oh, there was an A-bomb.
Hey.
Yeah.
sorry.
But this is what we're talking about. So know who your backup is. Know who your safe people
I
are.
feel like this episode's gonna stay very PG.
Know who they can find in case
I
somebody doesn't respond right off the
Me
bat.
personally, one of the people I always spotted was Mark because his height.
Yeah.
He is well known at Visioncon.
Yep.
I'm like,
And if you're somebody that's not even, you know, this person's safe person or whatever, and you see something happening, by all means, you know, do something.
Yeah. The best thing to do is take out that handy dandy phone of yours, and this goes against the one rule earlier when you ask permission. If you see harassment or abuse or anything like that, record it. Why?
take it to security.
Why do you record it? Because your impression does not matter and it's jaded. The camera doesn't lie. It sees what is really there, not your feelings.
Why are you looking at me?
Because I know your feelings. McGruger.
Now I want to watch MacGruber. I love that movie. Oh man.
McGruger on Elm Street.
Freddie
Changing my
McGruger.
Instagram handle to
Oh my God.
This was a kind of serious topic, and it kind of just, there's your humor.
Well, it's a comedy show.
There's
so
your humor.
There you go. Yeah.
Price still from the weekend.
I'm sorry. I'm experiencing some ridiculously sharp pain right about now. So
Okay, well, then
if
I'll
I
move
look a
on.
little uncomfortable.
So, most cons are going to have badges of some kind.
we don't need no stinking badges.
We don't need no stinking badges.
Apparently.
Apparently, because we didn't get badges.
Never mind.
But if they have badges
Inside
or,
thing,
or
don't worry
wrist
about it.
braces or whatever they give you when you register, make sure they're visible. This is for your safety and security's safety. Don't wear them underneath cosplay. Don't wear them underneath your costume. Don't wear them below your belt. They need to go someplace up high where everybody can see them.
I wore mine down here, and the gophers that
Yes.
were checking for badges saw mine all the time.
As long as they're visible and you can go on, then
It
go
also got
on.
to the
Just
point, I think they they memorized my face. I'm like, we know you have a badge. Just go. You walk so much.
You're in and out of there enough. They're going to learn your face. But I mean, all you're doing is if you don't have it on a visible place. I mean, you're going to have 15 people coming up to you every 2 or 3 minutes.
Supposed to be here.
You got a badge there. You got a badge there. I mean, just make things easier on yourself and for them too. I mean, you're talking security guys that could be watching out for bad things happening, that are taking time out of their job to check you, make sure it's okay for you to even be there.
Exactly.
Wasting time. But most importantly, overall, have fun.
Yeah, you're there. Have some fun, guys. This is the biggest point, because a lot of people don't understand how to have fun. They forget that people are people. We talk to you like people. We want you to be our friends, so we talk to you like our friends. And that's saying a lot, because we
hate everyone. No. Oh wait, no, that's not where you're going with that, was it?
It's totally,
totally not what I meant.
Okay.
That came out wrong.
So what the body thing is have fun.
What the body thing is.
What the body thing is, the McGruger thing, is
hashtag what the body thing is.
What let the bodies hit the floor is what
I don't know.
Don't know. This has kind of devolved in the last few minutes, but that's okay. Have fun. Treat people like they're people, not an object, because they're people. They have feelings and emotions and all that great things. And yes, you're going to run into celebrities, and yes, you're going to get starstruck, and yes, you're going to stutter and not know what to say. Last year at Con, I had that same thing happen when I ran into John Wesley Shipp.
That was me whenever I talked to the...
Yes, I had a 3-minute conversation in the elevator with John Wesley Shipp, and I stuttered through the whole thing.
3 minutes? That's a long elevator ride.
Well, we stopped at his floor and talked.
Wow.
So just remember, they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you, or if they wear pants.
What if they don't put their pants on?
Then I want to see it.
I actually tend to not. I just step into mine and pull them up. I mean,
You jump into
I
it?
do. I leap into my pants.
Kind of cool.
See?
Jump off the bed and just have them like up on a thing and just jump. And
So when you're traveling down for Friday on Elm Street, make sure that you're following all the social media platforms, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter.
From the producers of Banshees of the Badlands, Friday on Elm Street.
And you're on YouTube.
Albert Dogeman.
Albert Dogeman. You're here on YouTube, so keep doing those YouTubes, like commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
Yes, make sure you comment when you're here on YouTube. Comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Go back to the Facebook page right here and get yourself one of these.
Yeah. You get short sleeve shirts, they're $20, long sleeve $22, and the hoodies are $25. Just go to the Facebook page and send us a private message letting us know what size you need and what colors you would like. That's color of the shirt and color of the text, because pretty much there's a lot of options available there.
There are a lot of options there. So
I want a yellow shirt with green text.
we might be able to do that.
That would be so hard to read.
So we're gonna go find.
We're gonna go commence on YouTube and find out what the body's about or whatever that was there.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
That could get dangerous, what the body's about. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Bob Ross Deadpool. I'm here with Lady Deadpool. We're here at the Great Visioncon, and here's your Russian clip of the day.
Смотришь мне в глаза. Тихо. То есть руки прям как заводим. Босс, смотри на него. Первое. Поехали. Руки держи как руль. Вторая. Вторая, ну а вторая, поехали. Разгоняемся. Бля, жарко. Бля, жарко. Пиздец, как жарко. Третья. Жара, блядь. Руки так. Ебанулся жара. Ёбнуться жарко. Руки так. Крутой парень. Ёбнуться, блядь.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.